wide open. Hawk, don't throw it to that nigga. Hawk, run the ball. Hawk, punt. Hawk, do this. Yeah, I know. But I'm just like, Hawk, you better not lose, bro. You up 31-0. And then out of nowhere, they tie the game up.
Bro, that's that damn second half bullshit.
I understand, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that one fumble where old boy caught it and then they hit him. That's just bad luck. That was bad luck. Hawk was even like, I got the first down, P. I got the first down. I was just like, I know.
Bro. The thing is, bro, like, I saw it when it happened. The damn defensive line seemed like they got rockets on the back of their boots, or they cleats, when they seen that nigga have the ball.
We should have a good one on tap here today. It's the Panthers.
Thank you, Larry. It's hard to believe this place first opened 20 years ago in 1996. Bank of America Stadium, that's where we're at in Charlotte, North Carolina. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Carolina Panthers. They'll run. This is Jonathan Stewart. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. 7 yards to go on second down. To throw on second down is Newton. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing on third down, Newton. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route offensively, but the defense there, you got to be good with communication, don't you?
You certainly do, and it's not something that is really evident when you watch it on the screen. But everyone's talking, communicating, pointing, and it keeps you from chasing receivers because you have a specific zone you have to cover. When a receiver's in your zone and he crosses to another one, you got to let your guy know. They got a completion there, but I like the discipline they show to stay in their proper areas and then make the tackle.
And this is a catch by Ted Ginn.
Yeah.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything. And sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver.
I did decent.
Here's Newton. Looking for Ginn, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to
I got
their
the key,
defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge. Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Now it's the Princeton man. This is Spencer Ware. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's third down and inches.
I can't help it. I'm just sitting back in admiration right now. This defense tells everyone that plays against them, you're not beating us running the football. That's who we are. That's what we're about. It's not going to happen. If you're going to beat us, you better pick another way.
They run again with Ware. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
First offense.
What you want, Tom? What you want, Tom?
I want food.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8
Boy,
now.
Pete, my nigga landed on top of somebody the wrong way, and I got a face man.
Someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front. Really well done.
Like, I got so many damn penalties. It was ridiculous at that point in time.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. It's Hill, complete. And he's going to go out of bounds. He takes this one down shy of the 20.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On the run, it's Ware. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
And that was a nice play by the defense, and it is tough to be an offensive lineman nowadays, especially if you're dealing with how the defensive tackles have evolved. Their quickness, their agility, their speed has changed the big guys in the middle, the center, and the offensive guards. Formerly, they were just power players. Now they have to be light on their feet as well to keep up with the speed of the defensive players.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They run it here. Ware. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Yes, that's today's NFL defensive tackle. Not just a space eater anymore. A guy with agility, movement skills, who can rush the passer and make plays in the offensive backfield.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. So, of course, they wanted to find the end zone, but when you go on the road and your first drive results in points, I think you're pretty happy.
You have to be, because you've taken it to the home team in this case. And while you may not have shut up the home crowd, you quieted them down a little bit. Good way to start. But that seems a little devil-may-care there, doesn't it? They gave up 3 points, but how about them coming right back and putting themselves in a position to get points of their own?
And the Panthers coming out now. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep will they miss. They did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part.
Hey, don't be mad. Hey, don't be mad because guy was on my side.
I thought you were going to say they need to have remember the good part and forget the bad. On 2nd down, they run with Stewart. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I already knew I was.
Well, in that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
No, what was up, though?
Well, they've gone backwards so far in this series. 3rd and 13.
How, Sway?
A play fake to Stewart. It's Newton. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. The NFL sack leader from 2014, Justin Houston. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Goddamn.
Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
On the ground, this is Ware. And a short pick up here as he'll get up to about the 22-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Give him 2 yards on the gain there, and it will back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin as the Chiefs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out. A shotgun snap for Smith. And able to
who's that, real 87?
And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. So he makes the grab and the chains move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
I just started watching that. He got the ball.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play there for KC. 44 yards. Well, they know they've got a good starter. Now the guy coming in to spell him shows he can run it pretty good as well.
And I think he appreciates the starter, wearing people down, tiring them out a little bit. He took full advantage, didn't he? Came in with fresh legs and carried the ball.
Damn.
And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs add on to their lead. And he's a reliable target. He's more than that, though.
Did he work them
I'm
all?
not going to say he's the
I
best
worked
tight
them
end
all.
in the
Yes,
league,
I do.
but he's
Not
solid.
close.
Yeah, because he's able to block, and that's almost a lost art for a number of the tight ends in the league now because the most popular guys are almost what we call move tight ends, more like receivers. But those guys who can do it all, there's still a place for them in the NFL.
You playing the baby?
Offense here. They get ready to head back on the field.
Wait, no, that shit to not down on the
3 and
update.
out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard.
Did they play yet?
That goose egg.
He said he played earlier.
To get the ball in the hands
I think he
of the
said he
playmakers,
was
get them some
trash.
space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for him.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field
Who you playing,
responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. They'll run it now out of the gun. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Tackle made by Thomas Davis. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not
They
going to be
fucked up at the
broken
end.
and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game. In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
Damn.
Now it's Smith. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete.
False start, offense.
You almost ready?
I'm up.
Here's Smith now on second down. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's third down for this offense.
I think I got it, though. Yeah, I can go some one.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Keep my target on it. What happened today, man?
Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
And as we've seen throughout this season, it's no picnic trying to score touchdowns against this unit.
And I play,
against the run.
I think I play P now.
It's also difficult because it's not easy to throw the ball against them either.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 9 yards on the play there.
No, I'm playing big.
First and goal.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Goal line offense, something they've really been emphasizing in practice lately. Now they have a chance here to put all that hard work to use. From the gun, here's Smith. He's got it. Touchdown.
Oh, my Lord.
Chiefs. Jeremy Macklin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. Now, last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Newton now to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
And they pick up a first down, and that came out of the fullback position. But as you and I both know, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fullback playing in that spot.
Well, times have changed, right? The old school fullback doesn't really exist anymore.
We're not getting that same player out of college with all the spread offenses, not very many pro style. We actually have a true fullback. We're having to make do in the NFL and put guys in that spot who emulate it but aren't necessarily that position.
It's a gain of 14 there, and the Panthers are going to get a first down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Charlotte after this. Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half. And he's got
are you blue? Are you?
I don't fucking know.
Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers, they're able to draw
it had it to one game. Me and MJ was green. The other game,
just creates nightmarish type matchups on the
everybody was fucking green.
He's so good that when we say tight end, we're almost damning him with faint praise, aren't we? Because he can do it all. He's as good as any receiver in the NFL.
Well, that's the deal. He's a wide receiver, just in a bigger body.
Bigger body, a matchup nightmare, and who's going to cover him? When I sit in the film session, I just look at the coach and say, really? Really? You're going to yell at me? You go cover him.
This fielded at the 2. What a spin. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Panthers defense, they make their way back out there now. They struggled that last drive. They were kind of hit two ways, both with the run and the pass.
And I love how you brought hit into it because a lot of defense coordinators like to show a little cut-up film the night before a game. They usually have some boxing in there, and it always shows the guy being the aggressor, the guy on his toes punching, not back on his heels taking punches, and that's where this defense was on the last possession.
They were on their heels, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Chris Conley, 78 yards, and the Chiefs add on to their lead. Great corner route there, not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field, and you're breaking away to that corner. But that was well executed.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
Come on.
And he will take a knee here. So per the new rules in 2016, this will be brought to the 25-yard line. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
So I'm off in so far.
On first down, Newton. He's going to loft it on deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered, and he was able to get a hand in and knock it away.
10 yards still left on second down. The play fake to Stewart. It's Newton. They'll roll him out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle.
Thank you.
Pass interference. Defense.
Pass interference call. Charles, you were a defender. You know how hard it is to defend the pass without committing this penalty.
And if they would let them play with a little bit more contact and give the defender a better chance, we wouldn't have nearly as many flags.
Now Newton. That's caught at the 3. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Newton takes it himself. No gain on the play. And what to do now on 4th and goal? The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play.
40-some.
And no move to take the offense on the field. They're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal. They come out here in the eye. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Mike Tolbert, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in the second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Sorry, make it clap, make it applaud.
This fielded at the 2. Smith and the offense heading out for their next possession. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership, by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4.
Fake butts matter.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. And Larry apparently very brief in his report. Thanks anyway, my man, as we're already set for action.
Damn.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
I tried to jump over that damn
we get a look at the
what the fuck that shit was.
As they work their way into position. They're losing
over that spaceship. What the fuck is? I feel right in the hole.
Stop this from being a bigger deficit.
I used to play for a coach who always talked about getting the other team's attention. And in this case, they want to let them know that you're going to do the dictating from here on out, not the other way around.
Trying to impose their will as we start the 3rd.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
Here's Smith, and seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
We'll see your ass out of here again.
The numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Smith now to throw, and he's got his man. That's Macklin, and he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Go ahead.
Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Well, it was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. The Conley's got it over the middle. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
I'm sorry.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some musket on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Spencer Ware, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to grow their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. Ted Ginn's
every character was like 6 fucking 2.
Touchdown, Carolina. Ted Ginn, 88 yards. And the Panthers, they're able to draw it closer. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's going.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field.
This nigga,
bro. Be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and
Didn't the lead map used to be on the right side of the map? I mean, on the right side of the screen?
They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 2nd down following the run.
Now that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Demetrius Harris, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Five receivers in the game, 4 of them to the left side. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And he's got his man in stride, complete. A gain of 13 and also
my damn ability lagging.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that
When
guy
I kill people,
he's usually pretty good too. So the corner
ain't on the mini map, but next set of images are.
Smith on 1st down.
Well, if they close.
Kelsey, left
Half the time it don't happen until like they've been dead for 3
They
seconds.
give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
And there's a completion to Travis Kelsey. I think he's starting to come into his own as a tight end and as a player, and that makes his quarterback, Alex Smith, really happy.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got time in the pocket. All kinds of time. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. The rookie picked it, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They've got something going, and in fact, they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone. I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They go play action here on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. 2nd down now after the incompletion.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And this one brought in by a man who missed all of last year, Kelvin Benjamin. A good pickup there at 22.
It's nice to see Kelvin Benjamin back after missing the 2015 season with a knee injury. And look at him working in the middle of the field.
Tough man coverage against him defensively. That's hard.
You're asking a lot just because of size.
Oh, he was
the
laying down.
differential that he has in terms of being 6'5", can go over the top of people, can extend out wide against people. He's hard to deal with, and in the middle of the field, he provides a great target for his quarterback.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gives him a new set of downs. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver because you got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone, sometimes you're throwing it between the zones, sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's brought down. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
One of the feature points of the end route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Mike Tolbert with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Panthers are able to get this back within a touchdown. Well, fullback touchdowns have become rare. We just saw 2 of them by the same guy here.
And if you had him on your fantasy team, I'm hanging out with you now for stock tips.
Gano for the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And out come the Chiefs now. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if
I've never seen lag
have the confidence and a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. D'Anthony Thomas, the intended receiver. And that'll bring in
I feel like it's harder for me to kill people this way.
Defenses get to the quarterback that quickly. A lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't
plays
quite
at
that
the
fast,
not
but
even
fast
lagging.
enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Smith looking again for Thomas, this time complete. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on 3rd down.
5 defensive backs. They'll fake it. Now Smith. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Macklin. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
It goes as a pickup of 23. And that'll be good for a KC 1st down.
What the fuck?
And we're back now in Charlotte. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
I don't know about you, partner, but I'm rubbing my eyes after that play. Did we just see that runner not get yardage? A big-time play by the defense. It does happen occasionally, even against the best running backs who are having big days.
They'll run the option left. He can run for it, and he will. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
The Panthers and Cam Newton getting set to go again here on offense. So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused them to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the hole, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down for no gain, partner.
Are you trying to suggest that he is a huge man?
He is
not just a big man, a huge man.
Big boy.
Well, how about the credit then for the defense to be able to chop that big tree and put him on the ground?
I know back when you played,
I'm gonna set myself up.
take a guy like
He might come back around, though.
That's for sure. And you know what else? I didn't want to challenge him at dinner.
He's behind that wall.
And while it didn't work very well on that play, defenders on 3rd and short know it's going to be a quick read. And really, the quarterback's just going to turn around and hand it off. So that way you're able to diagnose the play and try and get to the point of attack. But when you're dealing with a fullback, it's hard to knock it backwards.
Second down now after the pass completion.
Come on. Parking key, though.
Yeah.
Newton turns and hands to Stewart. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
That was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
He was trying to get it that time to Ted Ginn. And that brings up 4th down.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they've missed a golden opportunity.
And Ginn's got it. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Wasn't that long ago that the NFL guys really didn't adopt much from the college game. But one thing that has crept in there is spreading things out, opening things up, not even just in tempo, but maybe getting better line splits and spreading the field. I think that would be a great strategy right now to try to open things up in the run game.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. So there on that play, offensively, they were in the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Greg Olsen with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Panthers, they're just an extra point away now from taking the lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in.
Oh, this thing was supposed to be dead.
When I can.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal. And I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
And not all now joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
It's like you can only connect all of your bullets if you use the
quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late.
So how you going, gang?
On 1st and 10, Smith. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Back to the air. Smith on 2nd down. And Hill with it over the middle. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. 3rd and 2, Smith. And this is going to be incomplete.
Offense.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. Now it's Ginn. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And out will come the offense as they take over. Carolina getting set to take the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes. But I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd down,
the fact that I have not fired my weapon
catch made over the middle by again. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Whew. I don't like this.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try and grind some clock. It's Stewart. And he'll be limited. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter.
Just like that.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. This is Stewart again. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
I still got
They'll try and run it. Here's Stewart. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
So they pick up the 1st down.
But it's always like that. Like when I have a nice lead, the second half is when the niggas make up all the damn.
And he's going to pull his way forward to the 48. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now
Bro,
and then
you're
we
like
get
Call of
meetings
Duty
with
for
coaches,
way
and you
more like
almost
this
want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the
I don't
football.
know if I find it. I don't know. Did I play Call of Duty before?
Ahead of schedule.
I don't know if I really played that motherfucking low key.
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4
Well,
downs on 1st down.
Just
They
know
did
it's
that
boots
plus
on the
3.
ground. Strictly.
I'm tired of this shit. But I got about a whole pack, don't I? Just to get that, that shit.
This is Stewart.
Like I said, eventually
He'll
it
be
should
brought
be.
down at the 45-yard line. 7 yards there. Good enough
Yes,
to do
sir.
mistakes.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
But this shit right here, like, bruh, getting quick scope and you don't have anything you can do about it, this shit's good.
I don't know why they trying to make this shit. It's for these damn little ass bitches. That's what these for.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click.
I really don't see why the sniper rifles in this
They also
game
love
there
baseball
are no
games that
long
are
range.
14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
Hiding behind a damn body while it's floating in the air. Come on, bitch.
Yeah, cause throwing across your body, that shit works.
Like, you cannot step out into the open.
This is. I ain't gonna. Let's make this game. You gotta count.
What what's the problem with it now?
Get the fuck out of here. No fucking way.
Look, snipers and submachine guns rule the game.
Fuck this.
You can't seem to get enough hit markers with an assault rifle.
Ah, shit. Quick scope. Wow.
Oh my fucking god. Turn the corner, quick scope. Turn the corner, quick scope.
Yep. Stick my ass to goddamn sports right now.
Bro, when Battlefield come on, I'm trying to tell you.
This
Nobody.
nigga just jumped and quit scope. Fuck you, fuck this game, fuck.